What's up, BriHive? We are back and we are doing something a little bit different today. We are going to be doing live Reddit reads. So if you are watching live, make sure you are dropping in the chat your thoughts and comments on the cases. And if you're watching, or not cases, on the Reddit stories, and if you are watching on the replay, make sure you are dropping your comments and thoughts in the comment section so that we can see what your thoughts are on these cases. Now, today, we are going to be looking into some cases or some Reddit stories where these Redditors feel like they need to actually sue their own family members. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've never felt the need to sue my own family members, but also my family members aren't that bad. So if you have had any crazy stories such as this and you have personal experience, feel free to chime off in the comments or the chat. And if you just think these people are out of their mind for suing their family members, also let us know in the chat and let me know, because some of these cases or stories, I keep saying cases, some of these stories kind of borderline on some crimes. So if there are any crimes that you can spot throughout these fact patterns, please let us know. If you are watching on the replay, we will have timestamps down below. And if you are on the live, you just got to kind of truck through this with me live until we get through the stories. We have 4 stories today, and we are going to be talking about suing our family members and whether that is insane or not. So let's go ahead and have Bossy B bring us into our first story and we'll get started. Yes. Welcome in, everyone coming in. Make sure you are saying hi and letting us know what you think about the stories as we go through. I'm going to try to stop in between each story to get to y'all comments so that we can see what we're thinking in real time. And then at the end, we'll have a little chat. So first story that we have, and I'm not going to be showing it on the screen, y'all. First story that we have is, am I the a-hole for suing my ex? Now, I know we may not consider our exes as family, but we're going to put them into this segment or into this live stream because I think it's pretty close. When you're that intimate with someone, you get in fights with them and you may feel the need to sue them. Kind of like when you're going through the divorce, but this one is actually just a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. So, am I the a-hole for suing my ex? And it starts off by saying, I dated a YouTuber, which is funny because I'm a YouTuber. We went out for about a year and it was all right, but they were so emotionally invested in their channel that they constantly neglected me and made me feel like I wasn't a priority. Not really important why we broke up, but we broke up. Then I get a bunch of messages from friends about 3 months later telling me to go to their channel. I'm pretty much done with them, but I do, and I realize they made a video about me where they claim I was emotionally abusive. I continued to get messages from strangers telling me how awful of a person I was and how they hoped I died through various means. That is extreme. YouTube? But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, some YouTube comments do be out of pocket. So I'm not surprised that this person is getting death threats if they're learning that their favorite YouTuber was emotionally abused by this person. They're saying that they didn't do it. And again, y'all, let me know what crimes y'all think are coming into play or what civil causes of action this Redditor might have against their ex-YouTuber ex-boyfriend or girlfriend claiming that they were emotionally abusive. So I sued my ex. It ruined them. I knew they were financially in a bad spot and they likely couldn't afford court fees, but the case dragged. They made a video about not being able to afford court costs and such, and how it was going to ruin them. After which, a bunch of friends started telling me to just let it go and move on, but I had sunk money into this case as well. It wasn't cheap for me either, so I didn't just let it go. Eventually, the judge ruled in my favor and I received a total of nothing from my ex. You received a total of nothing, or you was ordered a total of nothing? Like, did they say they have to pay you $10,000 and they just didn't pay you? Or did they say, yes, you win, but you don't get any money? Like nominal damages, like, okay, you get $1 because they did do this cause of action against y'all. I'm waiting for y'all in the chat to let me know what y'all think the cause of action is. We have covered it on this channel multiple times, so y'all should know what this cause of action is. This YouTuber is saying bad things about this person online, calling them emotionally abusive. Y'all let me know. Let me know what y'all think it is. So they won and they received nothing from the ex, but it meant I could link to the result in the comment section of the video. She tried to frame me as the bad guy because in our state, court proceedings are public record. So I guess it was a girl talking mess about her ex-boyfriend. So that's interesting. I would really like to know what YouTuber it is so that we can go look at the case, but I don't know. If y'all know, let me know, okay? The court case is public record. Suddenly her viewership dropped and she blamed me for ruining her life. A bunch of my friends said I went too far and should have just taken the court win and left her alone. Was I the a-hole? So this YouTuber got out there and told the internet, YouTube, sounds like they had a pretty decent following since they were so serious about their channel, right? Pretty decent following, and sat there and told her community that her ex was emotionally abusive to her, and the ex apparently won. So the statements made about him were not true, according to the judge, according to what he says happened in the case. I haven't looked up the case to know what his allegations were, right? But they won. So obviously she was not telling the truth. I am not seeing in the comments your thoughts on what cause of action y'all think this is. So I'm gonna give y'all a few more seconds before I go ahead and drop what the most likely cause of action is. This is just a guess because I do not know who the YouTuber is. I do not know who this boyfriend is. So I cannot look up the public case or the YouTube videos where they link to the actual public case. That's so messy. That is so messy that they're doing that. So I'm not seeing anybody say it, but my guess, best guess of what cause of action this person, this YouTuber was sued under was defamation, saying slanderous things about them online, things that are not true. I would really like to know how they were able, Chelsea B got it with defamation. I would really like to know how they were able to prove whether they were emotionally abusive or not, because I have cases that come forward with domestic violence, and every time someone's going through a divorce or a breakup or custody exchanges, most of the time they are going to allege that a person emotionally abused them. And those cases are the hardest to prove in court. The harassment and the emotional abuse is very hard to prove in court. So I would really like to know how this person cleared their name by showing that they were not emotionally abusive. I would assume that this was filed in civil court, so it was probably under a clear and convincing evidence. So about 50%, they have to prove that it's more likely than not that they were not emotionally abusive. And I would just like to know what evidence they presented. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and say hello to everyone while we are on this kind of chat break, and then we're gonna jump into the next story. I anticipate this live stream being about an hour, hopefully. We'll see. Christopher, long time no see, saying, hey, Bree, hello, BriHive. Glad to be joining for a bit tonight. Hope you've been well. Well, welcome in. Nice to have you back. I hope you've also been well. I've been doing okay. I was sick, but I am coming out of it, and we are getting back into the streaming. We got Spicy Vet Med Geek saying, happy Wednesday, Bree. Hello and happy Wednesday. Love the channel name. Welcome in. We got Nissa Howard saying, hi, Bree. Hello and welcome back. We got Chelsea B saying, hey, everyone. Hello and welcome in. We got Doodle Noise saying, hi, I'm still up and made it to the live this time. Well, welcome in. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. I can feel you on that. Because when 9 o'clock hits for me, it's time to go to bed. So thank you for finding the time to join us. This is how we're saying not the a-hole. I know we forgot to even answer the question. I forgot to put a poll up. Well, it's hard for me to put a poll up and talk at the same time. So I didn't actually put one up. But I agree, not the a-hole. You can't get on the internet and start spreading lies about people. Jazzy G saying, hey, everyone. Hello and welcome in. Chelsea B got it right, saying defamation. And yes, I think that's what they're being sued under, or that's what the YouTuber girlfriend was sued under, or ex-girlfriend was sued under, but I don't actually know what case it is. This is just my best guess. Spicy Vet Med Geek says, I would assume defamation, but I heard nothing about this. Me neither. So I can't even guess what YouTuber this is. I wonder if it's a true story or if it's like a small YouTuber so we wouldn't know who they are. But yeah, you spreading things that are not true to third parties. You publicize it by putting it on YouTube. Yeah, they can sue you for that. I just don't know how they would prove it, honestly. Christopher First says, maybe they had witness testimony from friends and family. Wouldn't be conclusive, but that could help. That could have helped this case. Yeah, and especially if they say, well, no, she was actually the one that was emotionally abusive. He tried to calm the situation. So yeah, those kind of things can be taken into account. And I'm wondering if she would have told some stories on her YouTube channel that would have gave us a little bit more information about specific incidences that she is claiming was emotionally abusive to her versus we broke up and it made me sad. That's not necessarily being emotionally abusive to someone. And I'm telling y'all not to minimize what people go through, and that there are people that are emotionally abusive, but it does not surprise me. Most cases that come across my desk, they are alleging that someone is a narcissist, someone is emotionally abusive, all the things, right? And it's really hard to prove in court. Is this just a breakup and you feel sad now? Or is this really emotional abuse? Really, really hard concept to prove. So I'm happy they were able to prove it. And in family law, it's an even lower burden of proof. And I'm sorry, I said clear and convincing is about 50%, but it's actually 75%. I messed that up earlier. The beyond, that's not beyond a reasonable doubt. We know that's 99%. What is my burden of proof that I have to do it? By the preponderance of the evidence, that's like 51%. You just tilt the scale just a little bit. That's enough to prove your case. And if emotional abuse is hard to prove in those kind of cases, I can only imagine if they were under clear and convincing what facts they needed in order to prove their case. Kristen the First says, or she had claimed instances of specific dates. Yes, exactly. Or occasions, and he had witnesses or texts to disprove her claims. Agreed. Definitely agreed. I think I was saying that as you was typing it. Yeah. So if there was specific events where he could directly contradict it, that is definitely helpful for them. Or if they prove that she lied before in court, right? That she is constantly making inconsistent statements. She was not credible, but maybe he was credible, right? And also the court has to kind of give the plaintiff more of the benefit of the doubt. And if the other person doesn't have any evidence contradicting what the person is saying, then it's potentially going to go in favor of the plaintiff. So let me see if I got some comments that they had here. It said, not the a-hole, actions have consequences. Her content could have ruined your life, but nobody thinks about that, huh? Exactly. Someone responded to that saying, time to double down, OP. Get yourself a gather sign, gray sweatpants, Range Rovers, and start making money off this. I'd subscribe. What the heck? They made it into something way, way different. This person, Jupiter Sunstone, says, not the a-hole, so long as you genuinely weren't emotionally abusive. I don't blame you for going to court over her allegations. Online defamation and harassment is a real thing, and it can ruin people in many ways. You stood up for yourself in a measurable, legal, and verifiable way. That I did not think of, y'all. If this person was really emotionally abusive and then turned around and sued them because they knew that the person could not prove that they were not emotionally abusive, whether it be because they didn't have enough money, as they said, this person complained that the lawsuit was draining them, this would be another way to further abuse someone. So hopefully that is not the case, and this person justifiably won. I'm thinking if they went through court and they were able to win, they probably had a pretty good case, especially if the standard, like I said, was clear and convincing. The next one, responding to what I just read, said, rubs me the wrong way how she never addressed the alleged emotional abuse. Plus, she says the reason why they broke up is not important. Justice usually doesn't come to abusers. Even when there's a ton of evidence, they go around it. The Brock Turner case are the vast majority. Imagine with emotional abuse, if you can take a whole look at yourself in a full view to the video and don't recognize a word she is saying, then you are not the a-hole. But I think we are missing info here. And it is tough because we don't know what the actual allegations are here. They just said, they accused me of this. I didn't do it, right? So I don't know. What do y'all think? Defamation, that's what the comments on this post is thinking as well. And that's what our comments are thinking. Chelsea B says, I can't say who's the a-hole here without knowing their relationship. Exactly. We don't really have enough facts to really make a clear decision. But assuming the court got it right, I'm going to say not the a-hole. Kristen the First says, How long ago was this posted? I wonder if she still does YouTube. LOL. No, this one is actually a pretty old one. It's 4 years old. So they could be. It sounds like it was right around COVID time. So imagine getting sued around COVID time. Yeah, that was probably a tough case to have to participate in. So that's insane. Let's go ahead and jump over to the next case. I should be trying to type while on I should have done this before. That's probably what it is. I probably should have made these before. Let's see. AITA for suing my ex and her boyfriend. Uh-oh. It just completely left when I was trying to make the little banner thingy. Oh, is it not typing? AITA for suing my ex and her BF. Okay. Now, this is the one. Okay, so let's go ahead and have Bossy B bring us into the next. So, oh, geez. I told y'all the other one was 4 years ago. It was actually 5 years ago. This one that I'm reading now is 4 years ago. So this is coming from the Reddit, Am I the A-hole? And it's Am I the A-hole for suing my ex and her boyfriend? And it starts off by, my ex and I divorced 3 years ago. She was cheating, but at this point, I don't care about the relationship anymore. The pending lawsuit has nothing to do with her or him, but rather their actions. Y'all got to let me know what either crime y'all think is taking place or civil liability is taking place, because this one actually has two things. It can be a civil liability and it can be criminal, but y'all let me know what y'all think it is. So my ex and I have a 13-year-old male son, or I guess 13-year-old male son, 13-year-old son, right? That we split time with 50-50. He's a great kid that interests have changed a lot, to be honest, as I imagine more kids/teenagers tend to do through the years. One thing my son was heavily into at some point was Legos. He used to play with them all the time. And personally, I think they're a great toy for different reasons. I used to love playing them. With him. And to this day, I still collect boxes and I leave unopened as a collection. Well, when my ex and I divorced, she got with someone who loved Legos more, I guess. So these are just grown men that love playing with Legos, right? From what I know, he loves making creations and building the sets. And I don't care seems cool. I guess that was a typo. I read that weird. So anyways, he likes to build the sets and he doesn't care. He seems cool. He does one thing I think is very, very weird. He uses crazy glue so the sets can't break or pieces can't be lost. It seems so weird to me. The issue is I was out of town for all of 3 days last week for medical reasons, and my son wanted to get his PS4 so he could play it at his mom's. I'm assuming it was at dad's house, but he let his son go to his house while he wasn't there in order to pick up the PlayStation 4. This isn't out of the ordinary at all, and he has a key, so he let me know he would be stopping over for it. I told him to have fun when I saw him on the entry camera. My wife's husband was with him, which was a no-no. I told him via speaker to not go in and to wait on the porch. He flinched but walked in anyway. I sent my ex a text telling her to call him and tell him he's 1 minute away from a cop call. He left my home with a bag in hand, which I didn't think much of because my son had his games too. So this new husband has walked into this man's house without permission from the man. He basically just followed the kid into the house. He walked out with a bag. The kid had the PS4, which is the reason why they went for it. I think that the new husband was wrong for even going in this man's house, but y'all let me know what y'all think about it. All right. They go back and forth between calling him a husband and a boyfriend. So we're just going to keep the title as what we have it right now. So let me see. Well, my son texted me later that evening and said he didn't know it at the time, but he's pretty sure stepdad took some of my sets. These are all old sets and 2 are worth big money. When I got home, I confirmed the missing sets and called my ex. She had no idea, but he admired it. He took them, but it was She had no idea, but he took them, but it was so son could have the sets to complete his collection. My son doesn't even like Legos anymore and told his mom he wouldn't steal from me. My wife asked how much it would cost to replace them, and unfortunately, it's more than their savings. Actually, it would take their house down payment plus more. And I guess he means his ex-wife asked how much would it cost to replace it. I told them if they didn't pay in 2 weeks, I was suing and pressing charges. The price in the sets makes it a felony. My ex and her husband are saving for a house, which would give my son more space when he is there. But those sets were going to help pay for his education someday or a home of his own. I filed a police report and have talked to a lawyer, and we're moving forward with the suit. Everyone is calling me a joke because they are just toys, but I don't get it. They are worth money. I am not rich, guys. I needed those to help with my son's future. But again, taking this money does not deny my son things at his mom's house. Or taking their money does deny my son things at his mom's house. So it sounds like the mom is wanting to buy a new house so that her son has more room. Dad is saying, well, you stole my Legos and you basically destroyed them by opening them because they're like collectible items. So you need to pay for them. And essentially they may not be able to afford paying for them if unless they use their down payment for their home. Okay. He goes on to make some updates and clarify like who he was talking about. The things that he stole was the King's Castle, Milk Truck Lego Land Train Carousel, and the glued one was the Star Wars Snow Speeder. And for those of you who do not know, and I did not know this until I actually had a divorce case that involved thousands and thousands of dollars worth of Legos, and they were fighting over these Legos. They were basically reselling them. They resell for like crazy amounts. First of all, I think Legos are pretty expensive to start off with, but when you have these collectible Lego sets that have never been opened and they have like multiple sets and all of those things, they can be really, really expensive. And that's basically what he's saying. He took 3 sets and it could potentially be more than their house down payment, which is probably worth $20,000 or so. That would be my guess. Y'all let me know what y'all think the crime is on this one. And y'all let me know whether you think that this guy is the a-hole for suing his ex-wife's boyfriend / husband, whoever he is to him now, and if he is the a-hole for pressing charges against him. So y'all let me know what y'all think that the crime is in this case, and then we'll check out some of the we'll check out the update, and then we'll check out some of the comments on the post. So let me go back to where we were at. Okay, Chelsea B says, oh nope, I think I already got that one. Christopher says, how long ago was this posted? I think that's the one I already got from the other one. The first one was 5 years. This one is 4 years ago. Christopher says, oh no, did he take the Legos? Yes, in fact, he did. Chelsea B says the crime is probably trespassing and theft. I agree. Jazzy G also says theft. I agree. Spicy Vet Met Geek says, oh snap, definitely trespassing and stealing the man's Lego. Yes, agree. I also think that he could potentially be liable for burglary, and I'll get into that in a minute of how it is considered burglary. Jazzy G said he's wild. Like, why are you going in this man's house and stealing stuff? That makes absolutely no sense. Why would you do that? Chelsea B says, not the a-hole. The man walked in and helped himself to property, expensive property. And the fact that this new boyfriend / husband is so into Legos, he should have known how expensive these Legos was. And I wonder if he asked the son, was like, hey, are these your Legos? He could have been like, oh yeah, my dad bought them for me, but we're collecting them. And then the guy was just like, okay, let's just take them home. Like, I wonder if that was the interaction that occurred. The other thing that I thought was interesting is that the dad said the stepdad walked out with a bag, but he didn't think much of it because the son had the PS4. But wouldn't sets of Legos be pretty big to where you'd be like, okay, why do you need that big of a bag to bring any of the games that you're taking? And doesn't the PS4, like, aren't you supposed to download games on that? They don't really use the CD anymore. I could be completely wrong. I don't play video games. They make me dizzy. But y'all let me know. Do you actually need physical disc or physical games in order to play the PS4? Is it more online? Mr. Howard says, old Legos can get expensive. Yes, I agree. I learned that during a divorce case, actually. Mr. Howard says, not the a-hole the boyfriend stole. Definitely stole. Phoenix Waller says, ex-wife boyfriend is in FAFO territory. Luckily, F around and find out territory. Lucky he's only asking for money and not jail time. And it does sound like he actually pressed charges. So he is asking for both. Kristen first says, not the a-hole. The boyfriend was told not to enter his house. He didn't listen and went even further by stealing. Agreed. Spicy Vet Med Geek says, not the a-hole, boundaries. Plus, he told the dude to step aside and get the F out. And my other question is, like, does the stepdad normally go into the house? I don't think so, because the dad was quick to say, hey, no, don't go in my house. So I would assume that the stepdad does not normally go in the house, like during custody exchanges, pickups, and drop-offs. So that was probably strange in itself. And then Mr. Howard says, no, PS4 had disc. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm still like, wouldn't the Lego sets be way bigger than any of the cases for the game disc? I don't know. I haven't played PlayStation since PlayStation 2. That was the last time I played PlayStation. Chelsea B also says, you can have disc or download for PS4. Okay, thank you. Anissa Howard says, yes, you need physical disc for PS4. Okay, yeah, see, you told you I haven't played since PS2. Kristen the first said PS4 still had disc, but you could download too. Okay, that does sound familiar. My brother still had it. I just didn't play it. I don't know why. Video games make me dizzy. They make me dizzy. So the reason why I was saying that it could be potentially burglary is if he knew he was going to take those Legos before he went in, it could be seen as he entered the home, breaking and entering. He entered the home. The door was open, but maybe he didn't break. He entered without permission, right? After he was told verbally not to go in, and he had the intent. If he had the intent to take the Legos, he had an intent to commit a felony, which is stealing someone else's personal property. And then he converted it, right, by changing it from being in the box and being a collectible, and then he changed it into some other form. So he probably has a couple of charges that can be filed against him. He better pay up, but it sounds like he didn't pay up, and so this guy had to press charges against him. So third and final update. The other ones were like small updates that I don't really want to go into. But he says, I know I haven't been here much, but I have read many of your comments and taken them to heart. I know my spelling is poor, guys, and I apologize for the format. Calling me names in private messages was not called for, and I'm not a scalper. I enjoy buying these sets and do not intend to sell all of them, but I want my son to go to college and not worry about debt. So I want to sell the ones that I can help, that I can to help. I never had the smarts for higher education, but my son is not me, and I love him, and I want better for him. So apparently people were being mean to him in his DMs. Around 4 p.m., I called the local state police and met at their facility. I gave them all I had and gave my statement. My son is with me starting tonight. So when I picked him up, I sent him into the GameStop and when I picked him up, I sent him into GameStop and called his mom. I told her I had filed charges and asked the cop to call me when everything was done so I could give him the opportunity to turn himself in. I wanted to be better than he treated me. I'll save her reaction for a real update, by the way. Can someone please tell me how to update because I don't really understand the next step on the main notes? I told my son when we got home that what I did and why. My son said that I did the right thing because he didn't want his stepdad to think it was okay to do it again. And if he didn't go to jail, he'd rather be here away from him so it isn't weird. Now, that kid is a smart kid. He said, you did the right thing, Dad. You did the right thing. So the son is not even mad that he reported the stepdad. The stepdad must get on the kid's nerves. But anyways, let me get some comments in and then I'll get back to y'all and then we'll go on to the next story. Not the a-hole. Looking at it from a monetary value, I don't believe your friends would be saying the same if he had stolen the amount of money. He shouldn't have entered your house without permission, and he shouldn't have stolen the sets. He broke the law. He faces the consequence of his actions. It's about as simple as that. And they could have like did a payment plan to pay him back. I think when he's saying his friends is saying, oh, you should have forgiven him because it's just a toy. People don't realize how expensive these Legos are. I've never bought a pack of Legos. I didn't know how expensive Legos were until I had an actual divorce case where they were fighting over Legos, okay? Collectible Legos, selling Legos, all of the things. So Legos are expensive. I don't think he's wrong. Either, get on a payment plan, pay me back, or you go to jail. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Because now the way that I was investing and planning on helping my son go to college, I don't have that opportunity now, or at least that opportunity is diminished by a lot because these are sets from, years ago that you can't get your hands on and that people are willing to pay top dollar for it. And it really could have helped him send his son to college. Let's see here. A comment says the man is a thief. Plain and simple, he committed a felony and needs to face the consequences for his action. Also, there's no way he didn't go in there for the sole purpose of stealing those sets, not the a-hole OP. And that's what I said. Like, if he doesn't normally go in the house and the writer is saying that his son does this often, sometimes he'll forget one item at one parent's house and he'll go and pick it up, and that's in the norm. I'm assuming what was not in the norm was the stepdad going into the dad's house. And he felt big and bold to go in there and take something when dad was not there. He probably heard the son talk about all the sets that dad has at his house, and stepdaddy probably got his little itchy fingers and was like, this is my perfect time to take something that I always wanted, saying that he was going to build it with the son. And it doesn't even sound like he built it with the son. He just super glued it by himself. Crazy guy. Next comment says, you might also want to consider going for full custody. You don't want your son spending 50% of his time with a felon and someone enabling a felon. I think that one is a little bit pushy. I don't think that warrants a change for change in custody. But especially if he's in jail, don't take the kid away. And the kid is 13. He probably has a very, very strong bond with his mom. So I don't think that that would be the best option for him to try to change custody. And then one more comment says, a criminal trespass warning would accomplish the same result and not involve the courts. You can contact the local PD and they'll take care of it immediately. Should he ever set foot in your property again, he will be guilty of criminal trespassing. Contact the police department today and it will be in place tomorrow. No, why? Sue him. Sue him. You're trying to give stepdaddy the way out. This is not a 10-year-old boy. This is an adult man that is dating a woman with a 13-year-old son. So I'm going to assume he's at least in his 30s. That's my guess, right? You should know not to go in people's house without permission, right? And you should also know not to take stuff out of people's house without permission. And I don't think the son actually knew that he took it, right? Okay, so let's see. Kristen and Princess' boyfriend definitely knew what he was doing, in my opinion. He brought it back to carry all of it out. I don't know if he got the bag from inside the house or if he had already brought one. That wasn't really clarified because OP can see him on the camera and he didn't really mention a bag. So I don't know if he also stole his trash bag or his bag in general. Phoenix Wallace says, oops, seems like dad might have cause to go for more custody. Someone else said that in the comments. I don't know, because it's not the mom doing it. It was the boyfriend, right? They may just say that she can't have him around the boyfriend if they even think it's that big of a deal. Crystal Harris says, live in the hive. Yes, we are. Welcome in. Welcome in. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please do. It does help the channel out with the algorithm. We have 12 likes of 15 people watching live. So I know some of y'all are in here that didn't hit the like button. So please do. We are going to go ahead and jump over to the next story, but I need to change the banner first to see where we go. Is the overall consensus that dad is not the a-hole, right? I think that's where we are. And then this one that we're going into is, am I the a-hole for suing my cousin for a prank? Ignore the fact that this is all caps. I started typing in all caps and I'm not going back at this point. So, am I the a-hole for suing my cousin for a prank? Let's have Bossy B bring us in on that. All right, so we got two down. There was two exes, an ex-wife, an ex-girlfriend, and now we are on to suing the cousin. We're right in the family, okay? So, am I the a-hole for refusing to listen to my parents and wanting to sue my cousin for a prank? So, they're just wanting to do it at this point. Sounds like they haven't actually sued him. So, I, 31 male, recently had my cousin, 21 male, move in with me after he got kicked out of his college dorm and had no job to pay for rent. Now, sounds like little cousin is a little troublemaker, but let's see. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. My parents told me I needed to step up and help because I own a house, live along with my 2 golden retrievers and 2 birds and 2 birds that I had since last year. Now, I don't know where other people get off telling you what you need to do with your property. Just because he has a house that he lives alone in does not mean he needs to let anybody move in. But some families are super like, let me take care of everybody, right? My cousin would make fun of me whenever I call my pet's family and thinks I'm crazy. He has a bad sense of humor and thinks he's funny. He calls me funny nicknames like Robot, Terminator, Optimus Prime, and others because I wear a prosthetic leg that I've gotten after I had an infection 2 years ago. Oh, this cousin is an a-hole. He is already an a-hole. So it is the OP an a-hole for wanting to sue his cousin. Let's go on. So he's making fun of him for having his pets, and he's also calling him names because of his prosthetic leg. I've been patient with him causing a mess. And not even doing his own laundry. It's been 3 months and it's too much already. He gotta go. He don't do his laundry. So recently he started doing pranks and using personal things in his pranks, like clothes, my phone, stuff from the kitchen, etc. I usually take off my prosthetic before going to bed, and since I work all day, I go to bed early. Unlike him, he stays up to 3 to 4 in the morning. He decided to do a prank and hit my prosthetic leg somewhere. I saw that it was gone in the morning. He did it twice before and he hid it in his room and the garage. I had enough of his BS. I asked him where he took it, and he joked and said it was inside the fridge. I was livid. I started screaming at him to stop it and to tell me where my prosthetic was before I kick him out. Now, I was a little immature when I read this earlier because he said, I'm going to kick you out, but he's missing his prosthetic leg. That's mean. I know it's mean, but I thought that was a funny way to word it. Sorry. I hope y'all didn't think that way. I know. I'm going bad places. Okay, I'm going bad places. He realized I was being serious and told me that it was in the attic. I let him go get it, and when he brought it to me, he looked worried and started apologizing when I saw the socket had cracks. The adjustment pyramid and pylon were damaged. He told me he hid it under the old TV and didn't think it was this fragile. Now, sir, why would you feel the need to hide the prosthetic leg under a TV if he is missing a leg? How would he even go up to the attic and get it? I don't know how mobile this guy is without his prosthetic leg, but I think it would be pretty hard to hop upstairs on one leg if he's able to do that, right? It was there overnight, so the damage has already been done. I lost my mind. I went off. I yelled at him while all he did was apologize, saying it was just a prank, bro. Which made it worse. I told him to leave and called my aunt to tell her about what her son did and that she needed to pay for the damages. Her reaction was shocking. She said that it was my fault because I knew how her son is and decided to take him in anyway, and that she won't be taking responsibility for his actions. I mean, I guess if his mama didn't let him move into her house, why would you let him move into your house? That's a savage, auntie. That's real savage. I told her I seriously sue because I'm broke and have no money to pay for a prosthetic and crunches are unbearable. I was so angry. I kept lashing out at everyone, especially my mom and dad, who argued with me and said that I can't sue family. And this is my cousin and he meant no harm. Y'all the one that made him move, that guilted me into letting this little a-hole move into my house, okay? I told them that he created this situation and needed to fix it. They called me awful for refusing to wait till Christmas is over and family gathering is over. Then they'll figure something out. So I got to hobble around through the holidays because this little dum-dum broke my prosthetic leg? No, absolutely not. Why don't your parents pay for it? Actually, let me finish the story. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting mad. I told them to stay out of it, but until now, they're telling me to not cause an issue. We're in the holidays, and so my cousin will make them look bad to everyone. F that. Okay, I'm stuck here with crunches, feeling awful after they all tried to shut me up and told me to wait till the holidays are over. Then they'll raise money for me and my cousin gets away with it. No, raise money now. Raise up now, okay? Y'all the one that told me to let this little hoodlum move into my house. He's been messing with all my stuff. He don't clean his own underwear. He makes fun of me constantly. And now he broke my prosthetic leg that I need to walk. And you want to tell me to wait till the holidays? He didn't wait till the holidays to break my leg. He needs to go and get a job and pay for this guy's leg. Prosthetic legs are really expensive. Okay. Edit, my dad offered to fix it himself. What? So your dad is a master prosthetic leg maker now? A repair shop, is he? Okay. My dad offered to fix it himself, but this is ridiculous. He thinks that this is some object like a CD player or a TV he can fix. I called him ridiculous to his face and I didn't let him touch it. He clearly thinks it's no big deal. I stopped taking his call after that because he doesn't realize how big of an issue this is. Like, you are making this guy's life complicated for no reason. Why did the cousin do this? Y'all let me know whether y'all think the OP is the a-hole. What crimes, what causes of action has been done here? Okay. I'm gonna see what y'all think, but first, this time I'm gonna do the comments first, and then I'll go ahead and jump into y'all thoughts of what's going on here. So, comment says, dude, you've got to have a leg. Yes, you gotta have a leg. They put FFS. I don't know what that means. He/her family need to replace it immediately. Expecting you to use crunches until after the holidays to save Christmas or whatever is abusive nonsense. There wouldn't be trouble to start with had your grown cousin not ruined your prosthetic with a terrible, stupid, and immature prank. Yes, and the thing is, he's already done it twice, and he saw you get pissed off about it twice. And then he decided to take it a step further and hide it under a TV. For what reason? How is he going to hop up to the attic on one leg? What did it need to be under the TV for? What did you need to take this man's leg for in the first place? Come on now. The next comment is, this is OP, says, my parents only care about what outsiders think about them and never solve an issue or deal with a problem and expect me to just take it because we shouldn't be treating family like this. In other words, they have no respect for boundaries. But why shouldn't you treat family like that when your family is treating you like that? That ain't right. That is not right. If they only care what outsiders think, start a GoFundMe explaining exactly what happened and that your family won't step up to rectify what is effectively their collective cock-up. They got an award. Okay. The next one, and it's going to be that one's too long. I'm not reading that. Okay. Anyways, his parents convinced him to allow his little bad cousin, who clearly got kicked out of his dorms. Sounds like he's already a troublemaker, right? Clearly kicked out of his dorms, convinced him to let him move in just because he lives by himself. That's none of anybody's business. You can't tell me what to do with my house and my space. It's me, my animals, and my prosthetic leg. I don't want nobody up in here. I wish OP would have had that strength to tell his parents no, okay? And then for the auntie to turn around and say, oh, you the one that let him move up in there. That's why I didn't let him in my house. Ha ha. What is going on with this kid? To where his own mom wouldn't let him move into her house? That's absolutely insane. Y'all let me know what y'all think, what charges, what causes of action y'all think can go on here. Okay. Spicy Vetman Geek says, I'm getting ick already. Yep. He's in this man's house just making fun of him, doing lame things, right? Kristen the First says, how old is this cousin again? 21. The cousin is 21 years old. OP is 31. Kristen the First says, oh no, that's definitely not a prank. No, it's not. Stop playing with things that people need. Stop pranking people. You don't even do your own laundry. You have no authority to do a prank, okay? Chelsea B says, not the a-hole. The cousin is a complete a-hole. I agree. Kristen the First says, nope, cousin deserves to be sued. He stole his prosthetic leg and damaged it. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I absolutely agree. I think his mom is out of control. Talk about, I don't know why you let him move in your house. He got kicked out of the dorm. I didn't let him in my house. Why would you let him in your house? My thing, to me, not to be stereotypical, but this comes off to me as an immigrant family. There's a lot of different cultures where it's more about impressing the outside people and kind of being the top tier. So it almost sounds like his family was trying to prove that they were better than the cousin's mom by saying, oh, look, I have a son who has a house for himself and he can let your son live with him free of charge. You can't even do that for your own son. I see it all the time. A lot of cultures. I got to look the best in the community. Oh, be quiet until after the holidays. I don't want to look bad. A lot of cultures, okay? Not in America. No, it could be in America, but Americans be kicking their kids out as soon as they graduate high school. Spicy Batman says, stop. I'm assuming that was my joke. And Nissa Howard says, not the a-hole. I agree. Spicy Batman Geek says, if you're going to prank someone and cause damage, pay up, period. Exactly. You cause damage. I agree. Kristen the First says, wow, they're all a-holes except OP. I agree. And he tried to be nice and let his little cousin live with him. That's messed up. Chelsea B says, mom and dad are now blocked also. I feel bad this guy family sucks so much. I agree. Kristen the First says, FFS, he means for F's sake. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. That makes sense. Chelsea B says, property damage charges. Yeah, destruction of property. Different states are going to call it different things. He's going to be able to get his money back. You basically converted his property, made it unvaluable when it was previously valuable. Just like if you beat somebody's car with a baseball bat, you're going to be liable for those charges. Kristen the First says, could it also be considered personal injury? I don't know. Because, I mean, he does use the prosthetic as a part of his person. That is a very interesting question. I don't know. Because now he can't walk. I wonder if that can transfer. Because I would think that would be similar to like if you broke someone's glasses or you broke someone's hearing aid. I'm going to need to look into that. I really don't know the answer to that. This is how it says, I would definitely charge him with theft. And RPE. I don't know if I'm picking up the right thing. Property damage for sure, I know. FFS is for F's sake. Got that. Like the stars. This always says property destruction, negligence. I almost feel like this is, he negligently damaged the property. I would almost say he intentionally damaged the property because he intended to put it under the TV. It doesn't mean that you have to necessarily intend to cause the damage, but if you're doing something intentionally, i.e. hiding a prosthetic leg under a heavy TV, I would probably lean that more towards intentional damage. But he's going to be liable somehow. Property damage and theft. I think so. I wonder if he can get burglary for breaking and entering into his cousin's room while in the house. I don't know. I don't know if he can get burglary. Why can I never say burglary for that? I don't know if he can. And this how it says I was having issues with my typing. Sorry, no problem. No problem. I go, OP is not the a-hole. I thought I had a little bit of a mix of some thoughts in here. Okay. Okay. So this one is a little bit tougher. Because we're asking, am I the a-hole for cutting my sister off because my sister threatened to kill me? So let me see how I can write this. Am I the a-hole for she threatened to sue me? I think I got it. Okay. So new story. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Bossy B? I be calling Bossy B like I'm not the one pressing the button. It makes no sense. We got another story. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please do. It does help us out. We are at 15 likes, 16 people watching live. So I know there's at least one person that has not hit the like button. So please do help us out in the algorithm. Okay. Next story is, am I the a-hole for cutting off my sister and telling her she's no longer welcome in my house after threatening to sue me? So sister is the one threatening to sue her. Y'all, this one I didn't read all the way through, so I hope it's a good one. So let's see what they have to say. So I 26F, and this is a recent one from November 9th of 2024. So I 26 female, have a sister, 31 female. Let's call her Jane. Jane is not my biological sister, but we grew up in the same household. For as long as I can remember, Jane has had this victim mentality. Mom died when she was young. Dad was never in the picture, but my mom / her aunt / godmother took her in. She lived with us for 13 years before she got married and moved to Idaho with her husband. So sounds like a cousin sister, right? We never had the best relationship growing up, but I assumed it was just sibling rivalry and we would grow out of it, like me and my baby sister, 25 female. My mom passed away in 2020, and Jane thought it was only right that she inherit my mom's engagement ring, even after declaring at the funeral that my mom was not her mom, just a woman who helped raise her. Not just a woman. That's a big responsibility. I then moved back into my parents' home because I felt bad for my dad and didn't want him to be alone. After converting the top floor of our 3-story home into a mini apartment for myself, Jane raised concerns that there would be no space for her to come home to during Christmases, but we made do. My dad recently paid off the home and signed the deed over to me under the condition that he lived there rent-free until he dies, since I had been helping him pay the mortgage and would continue to pay the taxes on the home. I dismantled the apartment on the 3rd floor, making it once again a 5-bedroom home. However, 2 of the bedrooms my sisters used to occupy are now a walk-in closet and a room for my dogs. I added a pool, a new bathroom, renovated the kitchen, and turned the basement into a bar lounge area. Jeez Louise, she making clubhouse over there. Once this was completed, Jane asked me how we would split the sale of the home. Excuse me? How we would split the sale of the home? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I was confused as to what she meant. I was not selling my home. She stated that since my dad paid it off and that when he died, the house would go to all of us and we should just get ahead and sell the property now. Excuse me? The dad is not even dead. Why are you trying to sell the property where he's going to live? I told her I was not selling and that my dad signed it over to me. She then said she would call someone to appraise the home and I would then have to buy her and my sister out. What? When I told her again that I owned the home, I was not selling and she wasn't getting any money, she threatened to sue me. I told her to leave. This cousin sister is out of control. She is completely out of control. Completely out of control. A few weeks later, she called my dad and asked what the plans were for Christmas and if I was going to be staying in a hotel since I could not be cordial. My dad told her I would not be staying in a hotel, but that she was still welcome to come and stay with us. I politely informed him that she nor her family were welcome to stay and she needed to stay with her And if he needed to stay with her over the holidays, he could also stay in a hotel. Now she called my whole family and gone on a campaign of how evil I am for doing this over the holidays. Most of my family agrees with her, except a few who do not want to be involved, saying that she only said she'd sue me out of anger after realizing something else was taken from her. Well, something else was taken from her. She lists her mom, her dad, my mom, now her childhood home. Is this girl like, did she have loose screws? Which leads me to believe that maybe they are right. Am I being too harsh on her after all her struggles in life, or is she simply just a beast? What? Edit. Little sister is fine. Please stop worrying about her. She's not the problem. Hence why I did not list everything she got from my mom or our dad. What is this girl talking about? What are we talking about? We got an update the next day. I suggested my dad stay in a hotel with Jane because he was insistent that she spend Christmas with him. I didn't say he couldn't live with me anymore. I don't think it's unreasonable to not want to be around someone who wanted to sue and may still try. I also got the engagement ring. I thought it was crazy that someone declared that's not my mom, but wanted her ring that my dad bought. Also, little sis got the wedding band. Dad also gave Jane significant amount of money to open her own bakery. Little sis took over his business. I got the home in the retirement, and life insurance will be split in 3 when/if he passes, because he can't die, to be honest. He can't die? What does that mean? Okay. So this girl, the cousin sister, is threatening to sue OP because she converted her house that was given to her. Said that her mom was not her mom anyway, and she wanted the mom's engagement ring. Like, I get, taking in your family member's child. I don't know if they actually adopted cousin sister or not. But when things are dispersed, inherited in a will, the person giving the will or the person in charge of the items is in charge of who gets what. And let's assume the mom did not have a will. All of her property will then go to dad, and then some will go to the kids. I don't even know if they didn't actually adopt her. She's not entitled to anything, okay? She should be happy that they gave her money for the bakery. But everything goes to dad if mom dies. And I think there's some rule of dad, and then if there's no dad, then the kids. If there's no kids, then the grandkids. That's how it works. So dad gets to do what he wants with the items. I'm assuming she didn't have a will, since the distribution seems a little bit uneven to me. Or maybe the will made it purposely uneven to me, or uneven. Okay, so there were some comments that OP responded to. So the commenter said, presumably she already inherited from both her bio parents, so why would she expect to share from her guardians as well, let alone while one is still alive and living in the home she wants to sell out from under him? She literally intended to turf dad out of the home so she could profit after he lost his wife. She's a ghoul. It's horrible. Cousin sister is bad. She's a bad one. OP says, she did not inherit anything from her parents. My dad's side of the family has the money. It's my mom's side she's from. And again, the stuff from the mom, if there's no will, goes to dad. If there's will, cousin sister got what mom wanted her to have. Okay. Commenter says, minor error your dad made. It was not ideal for your sister slash cousin to have no idea that the childhood home was deeded to you. While this is reasonable, given the money you put into it and possibly also the time you've spent caring for your aging dad, it would be better that this arrangement was known to all the kids and openly discussed. I can see why she was blindsided. It's none of her business. People can do with their property what they want. but also horrible a-hole behavior your sister / cousin made. She wanted to sell your father's home while he's living in it, ? That's really appalling. What was your dad supposed to do? Is he very ill or expected not to live long? This wasn't clear from the post. This would be so stressful for him. Why would she let him live and die? Why won't she let him live and die peacefully in his home? Original poster says, I do think that he told her and she heard what she wanted to hear. And no, he's actually thriving. He's just wanted to retire and not have to worry about bills or the house. So that's why he wanted to live there. He did say if my baby sister had a grandson for him, then he would move in with her. I think he just wanted to be stress-free. Dang, you got to have a grandson, not a granddaughter. That's not good enough. Okay, there was a couple of back and forth going on, but here is another update 5 weeks later, December 16, 2024. The family wedding was over the weekend and everything there was great. No drama. I kept my distance from Jane. The bride was not outstaged at all. Well, not by me and the drama at least. However, Sunday after the wedding, my Aunt Renee called me to ask if I would be coming to dinner to celebrate Christmas early since Jane was in town and would not be coming for the actual holiday. I politely declined, said I would send the children's gift with my dad, but there was no need to go and to pretend I was over Jane's behavior. My aunt said I would be upset too if you refuse to give me my share, but gave little sister her share. That's really shows the divide. Who cares? Why are you in their business? I'm sorry, y'all. Why are they in their business? I asked her to say that again because I think I hallucinated. Jane really has been out here saying I split the house with my little sister when I did not. I explained to my aunt what actually happened, and then my dad confirmed the information I gave. My aunt was shocked. Not only had Jane lied to her and the whole family, she also lied and said my dad didn't give her anything. He gave me the house, my little sister the business, and Jane a lump sum of money to start a bakery since she had no interest in running the family business. Jane is currently staying with Aunt Renee, but Renee is now upset and feels duped into the whole mess. Renee and my dad are both upset with Jane, but still believe that I should forgive and forget and move forward. Renee is going to talk to Jane tomorrow before she leaves to go back to Idaho, but I'm not sure if it will do anything. Not a great / entertaining update, but I guess I felt compelled to finish the story. At this point, though, I don't care if I'm the a-hole. I was surprised by the amount of comments saying I was, but I don't need any more stress from these people. What do you think? What do you think? I think that people can divide property however they want to. Okay. So I don't think that OP is the a-hole. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the comments. This one is not a crime. So just let me know what y'all thoughts are. Let me see. Kristen first says, sister is wild. LOL. I agree. Spicy Batman Geek says, oh, I have issues with people like this. My dad's one sibling and family were like this with my grandparents. And people go like insane after people die. So I agree. When we're talking about dividing things, it gets ridiculous. But I think whoever is dividing the property has the right to divide the property the way that they want. They have certain relationships with people and think that they deserve certain things from them. If you are a bad person, just because you're related to someone does not mean you automatically get all of their stuff or get the stuff you want from them. You don't get to pick and choose. The person who has the stuff and who is dead or is dying, they get to choose, or whoever gets the stuff from the person that is dead or is dying, they get to choose who the stuff goes to. And it sounds like the dad did a pretty fair split between the kids based on their interests. The daughter, OP, was interested in living in the house with him and taking care of the house and helping him pay for the house. She got the house. The daughter was interested in the family business. She got the business. The niece daughter was interested in opening her own bakery. She got money to open her own bakery. If it was an equal division, doesn't matter. I don't think it does. My parents have already told me some of my siblings are going to get more stuff than me when they die because they don't think I need as much help. It happens. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to cry about it, right? This Howard says, not the a-hole. Whitney R, I agree. Whitney R says, people be spending other people's money while the body is still literally warm. Exactly. You are spending other people's money. It's not even your money. Talk about when we go sell the house. You're not. We're not. Okay. Mind your business. Whitney R says, taking her childhood home. She wants money, not the home. Exactly. Yeah. It's her. The home is going to be there. OP has no intent to sell the home. So the home is going to be there. She can come visit anytime she wants, right? If she's not threatening to sue people. Spicy Vet Med Geek says people need to realize they are not automatically entitled to the relatives' property. Exactly. Even if you all have the same parents, you may not get the same amount of stuff. Like I said, my parents always told me I'm not getting as much as my siblings. Sucks to suck. I guess sucks to suck for me, right? Lucky for my siblings. I'm not going to cry about it and say, hey, give me some money. Mom forgot to give me the extra $25,000. Like, no, move on, right? Whitney R says, he can't die means she doesn't want him to die. Okay. I was like, has he had like near death experiences, but he doesn't die? Because, like some people beat death a lot. And he'd be like, all right, when's your time to go? Because you keep getting close and you're missing it. But that makes way more sense than what I was thinking. So it's not allowed. I tell my 92-year-old grandmother that all the time. That makes sense. That makes more sense than what I was thinking. It's a better thing than what I was thinking. But some people do have those incidences where they're like, oh gosh, I almost got hit by a bus, but I'm okay. Kristen first says Jane doesn't consider any of them family, but expects everything from them. Yes. You got it. Does not consider them family, but expects everyone to bend over backward for her. But like OP said, I forgot at the beginning of OP's post, I say Jane has always had a victim mentality. To compare her losing her mom and her dad to OP's mom, I understand that was her aunt and the aunt took care of her. But at the aunt's funeral, you talk about she's not my mom. She's just a lady that took care of me. What made you feel the need to announce that at somebody's funeral? And then you use it to your benefit to say, oh, now I'm losing my childhood home. No, you're not. You're not. It wasn't yours to begin with. You just stayed with some people that decided to help you out. Okay? OP better than me. I'll give you that. OP is better than me. Chelsea B says, not the a-hole. Jane is sounding like a bit of a snake and a beep disturber. I got my sensor, but I didn't grab it. Phoenix Waller says, talking about people going insane after family dies. My jailbird uncle tried to pass off a fake will when he was suing my parents from prison after my grandfather passed. It was wild. Yeah, people do some insane things. Maybe I'll do a Reddit one about what people do during probate matters in wills, dividing the will. That might be a good one, huh? People do some crazy stuff. Spicy Vet Med Geek says, oh no, my grandparents were still alive. They would state in front of them they should have the farm because my dad and his other bro were better off. It was worth millions. Yeah. Sometimes you don't get everything, right? Sometimes you don't get everything. Is it fair? No. But you move on in life and you do things in your life to fulfill your own life. You cannot rely on what other people have and what other people are promising you, right? In order to have a successful life or feel like you're successful. You want what she has. You feel like she's getting more, but did you move on with your uncle dad? No. Did you help take care of him? No. Did you help take care of the house? No. But for some reason, you think that you're entitled to the house. I don't think that's fair. Spicy Vet Med said, my grandma redid her will the next week, laughing my A off. Yeah. Yeah. How you gonna try to give away my property? How you gonna try to give away my property? You're not allowed to. Those are all the stories, y'all, that I had today. Thank y'all for participating in the comments. I am going to try to do this once a week so that we can take a break away from all of the lawsuits and craziness of that to kind of relax. I know we're still talking about lawsuits on here, but at least it's a little bit more interactive in Reddit story wise. I think it's fun. I like Reddit stories. I know a lot of the subscribers on this channel like Reddit stories. So hopefully we will be able to do this on a more regular basis. But I definitely appreciate everyone joining in tonight. We will be streaming tomorrow, Thursday, about updates in Diddy's criminal case. So I will love to see y'all there if y'all are interested in Diddy's criminal cases. I know it's been some updates there, and we haven't talked about that case in a long while. So we're going to be catching up over there. If y'all have any suggestions on what y'all would like to see on the channel, cases, Reddit stories, Reddit themes, anything of that nature, let me know. I will see y'all all on the next live stream, which is tomorrow, Thursday. Thursday after work. I will see y'all tomorrow night to talk about the updates in Diddy's case. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Thank y'all so much for participating in the Am I the A-hole live stream. It was definitely super fun, and I will see y'all all on the next live stream. Bye.